People constantly ask me, how much does it cost to build a GX470 for overlanding? And I feel like almost everyone that talks about it lies about it. So today, I'm breaking down exactly how much I've spent. Real numbers, including maintenance, buying the car, just about everything you can think about. If you're new here, my name's Jack. I daily drive and travel in this GX470 right beside me. I've slowly been building it out for overlanding and road trips. Now, this isn't a show build or an Instagram rig. I actually built it to be used. So far, I've tracked every dollar I spent, and I'm gonna break it down by categories. Quick disclaimer, a lot of these prices are gonna be variables because builds are different, buying the car is different. There's a lot that goes into it, but here's my experience. First, we're gonna start with the rig itself. How much did I actually buy this for? Clean GXs usually go from anywhere between 8 to 15 grand, but all that depends on miles, rust, and condition. For this GX, I bought it for $11,000 with around 190,000 miles. Now, at first, that might seem like a lot, but this thing was taken care of and it did come with some goodies. Before I bought this, I checked the Carfax and there was tons of pages of maintenance done at an actual Lexus dealer. So that's a bonus. And for the goodies that already came on this thing, we're talking this Victory 4x4 roof rack, a light bar up front. It did come with the rooftop tent that I don't have on right now. It also came with that snorkel that you're seeing right there and this aftermarket Lexus grill. The good thing about buying a GX is you're getting Land Cruiser Prado reliability without paying Land Cruiser money. But don't confuse the cheap upfront costs with cheap overall. Because let me tell you, maintaining and building one of these is not cheap. Before we get into all the fun stuff and all the mods, first we're gonna talk maintenance. You don't wanna skip over this part. And we're talking brakes, suspension, fluids, timing belt. If this stuff isn't already done before you buy it, it's gonna add up fast. I spent around $1,300 getting this GX mechanically solid. And I kind of went overkill because a lot of stuff didn't need replacing, but I just wanted to have that ease of mind and not have to worry about it later on or when I'm on a 2,000 mile road trip. And the nice thing about when I bought this car, a lot of stuff came with it that's maintenance related, like the timing belt kit, tie rods, end links, CV axles. So that was a huge benefit to not hurting my pockets. But I also do all the work myself and don't take it to shops unless it's like an alignment. So that does save me a bunch of money as well. I can't emphasize this enough. Please do not skip over maintenance. This will keep your rig on the road and will keep it going forever. Now we're gonna get into suspension, wheels, and tires. This part hurts the most. First, we'll start with the lift. I have a Dobinson's lift on this thing with long travel in the rear, and this costed about $1,500. And this is their cheapest lift they make. Next, we're gonna go into wheels. Wheels were about $1,300 for these 1552 Range XDs. And then tires were $1,700. This rubber right here was $1,700, but I love them. These are Toyo Open Country RT trails. And I mean, they haven't really let me down, which I'm very happy about. Overall, a great tire, and they look aggressive. And then you have miscellaneous parts like bump stops, extended brake lines, upper and lower links, track bars. That all comes in at around $1,000, give or take. So all in, suspension, wheels, alignment stuff, we're at about $5,600. And this is kind of like a budget build as well. I kind of went on the low end of some stuff, obviously not tires. Like I could have bought used tires or a used lift kit from Facebook Marketplace, but then you have the fear of it breaking 10,000 miles into using it and so on. So it feels good buying stuff new, but you are gonna be paying a little more than if you were buying it used on Facebook. So what I'm trying to say is you could definitely do it cheaper with buying used wheels, used tires, used lift kit. You could probably get a full, all of those for around $3,000 if you looked hard enough. But would I trust that? Probably not. All right, now we're gonna get into exterior mods. So everything that you see on the outside of the vehicle. This is things like lights, roof rack. It's really about it. Window moldings, tint, stuff like that. For this one, I'm only at about $400, but that's because a lot of stuff that you see on this car was sent to me by companies. Like a bunch of these lights were sent out to me, which I'm very thankful for. And then some other stuff like the roof rack and the light bar, those were already on the car when I bought it. Same with the snorkel. So that helped with the overall cost a ton. But I'm sure there's some stuff I'm missing because I swear half the time I forget to write things down on my build list and then I just forget about it. Now we're gonna get into interior mods. Now, these are some of my favorite mods because they add to the comfortability of the rig and just overall improving the quality of driving it. In this rig, I put in seat jackers, redid all the speakers, put LED lighting throughout the whole car, and honestly, it just makes long trips so much better. And it feels a little bit more luxurious, honestly. And I also put custom slide-out drawers and a rear hatch table, and that's probably one of my favorite interior mods that I've done, aside from the speakers, because who doesn't love good music? This put me at about 1,100 total, but that does include my slide-out drawers and rear hatch table that probably outweigh most of that cost. Now, none of these are actually necessary, but they are noticeable if you're daily driving the car or taking it on long road trips. Now, this part is kind of hard to talk about because I don't really track this part of my build, but we're gonna get into gear and accessories / stuff that will save you when you're in a pickle. We're talking recovery gear, tire patch kits, jack stands, tools, accessories, stuff that you just forget about, but you need it when you're actually in trouble. I don't know exactly how much I've spent here because a lot of stuff I've just had for a while, like tire patch kits, jack stands, recovery rope. I've just had it previous cars and I just put it into this car. So, but probably definitely a couple hundred, if not more. Now we're gonna touch on something that I wasn't sure if I should include in this video, and that's trip expenses. Like when you're driving to California or somewhere that's more than 500 miles, you're gonna spend a lot on gas money, food, not so much accommodations because this is our house on wheels. So for any trip that you're doing, it's probably gonna cost you, I mean, I'd say minimum $300 to $500 depending on where you're going and if you're eating out, cooking in the car, that type of stuff. All right, now we're gonna add this all up. This is the worst part. And the grand total of it all is, drum roll please, $21,000. And that hurts to say. I feel like there's so much other stuff that I could have bought with $21,000, but it's all worth it in my eyes because this GX has taken me some insane places that I can't even comprehend. And if you think about it, flying to all those places and getting places to actually sleep are probably gonna outweigh the cost of building this car. And that total price includes what I bought the car for and what I have put into it so far with maintenance and modifications. Keep this in mind, there is way cheaper ways to build out cars. You don't have to go all out with cool looking tires, wheels, light bars, any of that stuff. You can always travel anywhere you want in a stock GX. You just might be limited to some trails, but most trails you could probably do in a stock Lexus with the right lines. And that number really hurts to say. Now that I think about it, geez, I could have bought some other stuff with that. But I love my Lexus. I love my Lexus a lot. It takes me cool places, doesn't break down on me, knock on wood, and it looks pretty cool. I mean, basically it's a house on wheels, so theoretically I could live out of this full time, off grid. Realized I forgot about a section completely: the fridge, the power station, the alternator charger, solar panels, Starlink Wi-Fi. That's a whole nother thing. So keep in mind, if you're trying to live out of this full time, you're gonna have to buy a power station, some way to charge that power station, and then, I mean, you could rock a ice cooler or, yeah, you could rock an ice cooler, but I do have a fridge in this car, an overlanding fridge from Set Power and Starlink, so I can essentially work from wherever, completely off grid. Just to let you guys know, I'm freezing right now. It's probably like 10 degrees outside, it's snowing, and I'm outside making videos because this is what I love to do and it's fun, but I'm freezing cold. This is probably the biggest takeaway from this video is you don't need all this stuff to go see places in Overland. You don't need the biggest tires. You don't need every single piece of armor. You don't need all these extra lights on here. You can just turn the key and go drive and go see some cool places. In all honesty, trips teach you more than mods ever will. Here's what I would do differently if I was starting over again. If I started over, I would spend most of my money on reliability over modifications to start, and less on looks. I would also take more trips sooner because I feel like I was waiting to do a bunch of trips with this thing until I was lifted and on 34s and it just looked better and was more capable off-road. But I wish I just went on more trips before I did all that, because I honestly waited a while until it was kind of built to go on some big trips. I think that really wraps up the video. Hopefully this benefits you if you're thinking about possibly building one of these rigs, because I tried to give the realest numbers and answers I could. All these numbers come from a spreadsheet that I've been tracking ever since I bought the car. Every single dollar I've spent goes in there. If you're building an overland rig or thinking about it, subscribe to the channel because we got a lot more coming content-wise. Stay tuned. Oh, it's cold. Oh, it's really cold. Oh, it's really cold. But that's really about it for this Lexus right here that you're seeing. If you could, subscribe, like, comment, share this with your friends. We'll see you in the next video. Drive safe.